All right. Thank you, audience, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you for being present on this fantastic interview I'm gonna have with one of our insurance broker mogul we have in the community. Such an excellent gentleman, so one of a kind that have created so much impact in our community, being in the section of entertainment events, community-wise, traditionally, physically, mentally. He's also inspired the young upcoming Africans that have come into the UK and in France that I'm aware of. He's an excellent broker. He's a family man as well. He's here with us today. Welcome, Mr. Ngaka. It's
Thank
nice
you
to
for
have you
having
with
me.
us today. We're just gonna go straight to it. I would like you to introduce yourself so my audience can know who you are and why you are here with us today.
Okay, thank you for having me today here, and I'm so pleased and glad to be the first guest opening this broadcast.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for the honor. I'm Junior Ngaka. I'm financial advisor. I work for a company called Impresso, a wealth management group. We're based in London, and we're regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA.
Oh, fantastic.
Basically, what we into insurances, and eventually we're doing mortgages as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So, roughly, for how long would you say you've been doing this? In terms, people want to know the level of
Yeah, I've been
experience
in the
you've got.
industry for about 4 years now, and I've helped quite a lot of families
Okay.
within the community.
Including myself.
Of course,
Let me say that.
in the
Yeah.
very beginning, of course.
Yeah. From day one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So you guys have all heard from Mr. Ngaka himself. He's got lots of experience on this domain, and he's actually helped lots of people, including myself and my family, involved in it. So I can testify that he's an excellent insurance broker. So I'm gonna give a bit of information about him if you're looking to get in touch with him, so he can make sure you and your entire family and friends, why not, are also insured. Going deep into our program for today, I don't know if you want to give us a little summarized explanation on or is summarized information on from your time you get into the UK,
Yeah.
what prompts you to get into the UK, and up to now, why did you decide to do insurance?
Well, Jay,
Yeah.
I came into the UK in 2010 as a student. I was going to what is it, Anglican Moscow University.
Yeah.
So I graduated there after a business management course,
Fantastic.
and I started working as a consultant for a company called Novalogic, who were specialized into recruitment. And I had the opportunity to go for the training to be an insurance broker. I was tired of doing recruitment. I said, no, that was not for me. After graduating, I did like 2 years recruiting. I said, no, that's not for me. Let me move on to a different field. So I went for the training with the FCA, obviously,
Yeah.
and I've been appointed. See, I've started with a company called Unishow. That was the first thing. That was the first company I started with, and eventually had an opportunity with Impresso. I'm moving into Impresso. Yeah, roughly. That is it.
So yeah, you say you came into the UK a couple of years back,
Mm.
and during the process, you've done other things to get your license
Yeah.
and professionalize in what you do, which is a fantastic idea, which is what we want to see in most of our brothers and sisters that are coming from Africa in the UK. So I know there are a lot of other challenges people face along the way.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges you say some of us or some people out there that want to get into the insurance profession, what are the challenges they should expect to see as they prepare to go into this fantastic
Okay.
career?
I think the first thing you need to have in mind is that if you want to get into that protection into that domain, you have to be someone who is willing to help people. That's the first thing, because what we're doing is that we're helping families out. You need to have that passion,
Yeah.
yeah, within you, and you need to be someone who is available to listen to everyone. Because we come across a lot of people every single day over the phone.
That's true.
I need to be ready to be patient, to understand the problem, understand the needs, and try the best way to help them. If you're not patient, and if you're not someone who has that willingness of helping,
Yeah.
it will be really difficult to get into that field, because you have to deal with people every single day. You have to deal with different mentalities. You have to deal with different characters.
Yeah.
So you have to be someone ready to help and someone ready to be patient. Because some clients got different issues, others got different issues, others over the phone got private issues that you have to be there to help.
Okay.
If you don't have those two characteristics, I don't think it's something you might be really good for you. And to be honest as well, it's not a service available to everyone. You have to get a good credit score,
Yes.
and you have to be someone who got no CCJ, no history with the police.
Okay. So just to dive into that, to get more information about that, you know, our community, sometimes we need to be realistic, right?
Yeah.
You know, some people out there coming fresh from Africa.
Yeah.
This program is all about impacting people that are coming from Africa and origin from Africa, and so those that are here from long time and those that are just coming. So let's say someone that's just coming that's not regularized properly,
Yeah.
are they going to have difficulties having insurance, or do they have a specific different type of insurance that you can, you know, offer to them?
Yeah.
How does it work?
According to the FCA, you have to be regulated. You need to have your documents in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't got your document in place, automatically you're illegal, and you're not entitled to have those services.
Okay.
The service is limited for those who have the papers in place.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of insurance. But in terms of buy to let, you got different lenders that are ready to lend out to those who haven't got yet their papers. They need to have a file with the Home Office,
Okay.
and until they haven't got the decision, lenders are sometimes ready. But as well, the interest rate will be a bit high.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So from what you just said now, I'll take it you can insure somebody that lives in abroad. Let's say, for example, I want to insure my dad that lives abroad. So is there any chance?
No, it's not possible, because the government have put in place some guides.
Okay.
It's limited to people that living here in the UK,
Yeah.
and that are regulated. They have their papers.
Okay.
Yeah. If someone is, for example, abroad, that's a different procedure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say there's a fresh person that's looking to enter into your field. Is there any specific course they need to start with?
Yeah, they have to get trained. The training goes up to 6 months, and you have to pass through the exams. When you have done through your exams, you know how you're going to have your FCA number as a government certificate license that authorize you to speak to people about insurances.
Okay. All right. And apart from insurance and being a broker, is there any other thing related to that department that you want to tell our audience about?
Yeah, sometimes as well I want to talk about mortgage,
Okay.
because we're doing mortgage as well. And from my low experience and knowledge of the market, a lot of Africans, especially Cameroonians, we're sometimes a bit scared of getting into that domain, because we hear from what people are just saying, around the corner, no, it's not good to have a mortgage, it's not good to do this, it's not good to this, you need to have a lot of money, you need to have a good credit score, you need to have deposit. They are not aware of the facility that the government puts around people. To first time buyers is there, they don't know about it. You know, you have what we call buy to let.
Yeah.
Which is one of the easiest way to start into properties.
That's cool.
Yeah, you don't need to have a good credit score. You got lenders ready to help people, despite the fact that you got a CCG, despite the fact that you got a criminal record. despite the fact that you're on benefit, you can still get the buy to let.
Oh,
Because
that's
the idea behind is that you getting a property for someone to rent to pay.
yeah, which you're gonna be paying tax obviously for the government and making more
Yeah.
money to the government. So,
So I just want to emphasize on that because the market is there for us and we have that potential.
yeah,
But most of us we tend not to get into that. We sometimes a bit skeptic. Sometimes we hear much more about people on the street. We don't go properly to a broker to get advice.
that's true. So it's something that if someone's out there, they're looking to get more information about property. If you drop us a message, we will refer you on how you can get to Mr. Ngaka and how he can be of help on a couple of advices on how to maneuver around these things. I think what you said is very important, especially to our community. You know, most people they doubt themselves. Most people they don't have reliable information. Sometimes I understand that you know there are a lot of information out there in the internet, but it's not all about just jumping in the internet and read it. Some people they want to get information on people that they can trust, people they can relate with, and they know there are certain loopholes that you can avoid. Which if you just go in the internet or on the internet, you're not gonna get all this information available. Which people like you, that's when you come in to
Obviously,
facilitate.
yeah. Because we know when you go to the high street, for example, if you want to get a mortgage, you go to the high street. You're gonna see Barclays, you're gonna see HSBC,
Yeah.
you're gonna see NatWest. Eventually, you got CCG or you got a back credit score. They are not willing to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna limit themselves in what they're ready to do. They'll tell you we can help you, but because we will train and we work as well along with a lot of different lenders,
Yeah.
we can actually tell you, okay, we got lenders that is ready to help you, but a certain difference is that the interest rate might be a bit higher than what you're gonna have in the normal market.
Yeah.
Understand? So there's always a way out, and people should not be scared of that. You know.
So will you? Sorry to cut you short. Will you say rather than someone being in accommodation, if they have the opportunity, in a rental accommodation, if they have the opportunity to buy a house, they should not hesitate
Of course.
to seize the opportunity.
Of course, because there's always a way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to another important topic of the reason why we have this platform is about improving the lifestyle of our community, being mentally, socially, and culturally. We've come to realize that the African community is quite, but I wouldn't say quite backward. It's not a generalized statement because there are some Africans that are doing fantastically well, like yourself. That's the reason why you're here today to explain a couple of other things in the community. So it's just for those that are still lagging behind. What do you? Let me start on the cultural side. How do you think we can improve our community culturally? Let me take another example. We realized there was an event a couple of months ago organized by one of the most famous event organizer in London that we actually have, Washington the Money Man. And you can see the motivation on that event was quite there, but the population was not actually that much to support her. So what do you think we are lagging? Why are we having this kind of problem in the community? How can we fix it?
I think you said it all. There's a huge problem within our community in the UK, especially in the UK, because if you go to France, it's a different scenario. If you go to Germany, it's a different scenario. One of the reasons is that we're lacking role models within the community. This is one of the problems that we're having. We can identify ourselves to someone. That, okay, this is what he's doing. This
Fantastic.
is where he is. This is what he has done. How can we follow him? How can we humble ourselves and listen and educate ourselves to follow his steps? That is one of the problems we're facing. And if you look at our role models, sometimes there is no careers behind.
Yeah.
they make money, they'll prioritize on this, but you don't know
in
how.
the event department.
In the
On the
event,
also, I'll say showbiz
in the
department.
showbiz department,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no role model. And I'm so lucky because my job gives me the opportunity to meet a lot of people. I met a lot of people in the UK, and I've seen a lot of potential. I've been to doctors, I've been to solicitors, I've been to barristers, I've been to judges, I've been to lecturers in the university. Trust me, they are. But the thing is that they've been frustrated. Because when they come out, they don't have that respect. We respect people who got no career, and those that we have to respect, we don't respect them.
That's correct. That's true.
I'll just call one name. Sorry to call his name here. Wole Mujidi. He's one of the elders in the community who got he's got like 2 care homes now.
Yeah.
And trust me,
2 care homes.
yeah, trust
Wow.
me.
The Cameroonian.
The Cameroonian, he's doing well. Trust me. And we got people who got more. Trust me, more. He's doing well because I'm in charge of ensuring his care homes and his family as well. And he told me that when he comes out there, he's a bit frustrated. That's why he doesn't want to deal with Cameroonians. But I said, you have this opportunity. Why don't you share with your brothers?
Yeah.
Why don't you educate them? He said, but this is why you called me. I said, okay. Because I gave him a call. I said, okay, I'm this. Michelle Robert, I'm a financial advisor. I'm doing insurances. I can help you to protect your business. And call me. I went to the appointment, and I took over his business. I put everything in place for him. I put it in place for his family as well. He was quite happy, and referred a lot of clients within that environment.
Yeah.
And so, in terms of mobilization, I think what you've done here now is great.
Thank you.
This is what we're lacking. We got no repairs where we can sit down, talk about what we can do.
Yeah, that's true.
I think via these opportunities, we're going to touch a lot of people. People understand that it's true. This is why when you call me, I said, don't worry, bro, I'll come.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come because we need to speak to others, bro. And I wish that you bring every single week a lot of people here that will educate us. So we're having these opportunities, and we want to have it as many as we can, because the UK is quite massive. You got Cameroonians in Glasgow, Edinburgh, everywhere, bro. So this is where we have to. This is where we have to emphasize. In terms of showbiz, I think the problem that we're having is that most of the time, the communication around the showbiz is not always well done as well. Yeah, sometimes people are not quite sure if the artist is coming, if the artist is not coming. Within their milieu, I think they have to sort it out. They have to get like proper organization, a union. That okay. In France, they have a union that they call the P2Es. It's an association of promoters that come together. They say, okay, if this month you're the one organizing this show, we're all going to communicate and support you.
Yeah.
But in the UK, if you look at the showbiz environment, it's divided. All what you see is that because it's division.
That's true.
This is not talking to this is not talking to this. I'm not going to that event, I'm not going to this because of this. There is no that union.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work. But now the new generation that we are, the floor is open. Why don't you say now and say, okay, let's organize Miss Cameroon, let's organize African or Sepa Cameroonian show every single year. This is something we can do.
Yeah.
And there's a potential. So it's just that as I told you, we're lacking a role model. Now that you're taking the steps, you're going to meet a lot of people. It's your job, my job, and many other people's job to sit down and organize a proper network. I've met a solicitor one day. She told me, she's a Tangana. She told me, look, I want to create a network where we have all the skills within the community.
Yeah.
If we need a painter, we're going to call a Cameroonian painter.
Fantastic.
If we need a cooker, we're going to call a Cameroonian chef. If we need an electrician, we're going to call a Cameroonian electrician. If we need this, we're going to call... And this will help you know, it's going to impact the community to develop.
Which is what we want.
Of course.
You know, it's not yeah, as much as we are all focusing on the Cameroon community today, it's true that we need to start from somewhere. um, I believe if every single African community can work in this way, and then like what you said about the entertainment event sector, where if all the event organizers, they can have like a platform or an association where they can all gather to talk about how event work and how they can organize event. It's gonna be very fun. It's gonna be a fantastic idea. So if every, let's say every country, every African nation that is based in the UK can have an association like this, then at the end of the year there's an organizer that regroup all these association and do like an Afro diaspora event. I mean, it's going to make the African community really great.
Sorry to call you, bro, but you need to understand something. The Nigerians, they're quite developed, bro. The Ghanaians,
True.
They got those associations. I've been to the High Commission, Nigerian High Commission here in London, and I've met one of the consultants there. They have a house where it's available to everyone that comes from Nigeria for the first 2 weeks. If you're looking for a property where to about students, you can go there. You have to, of course.
Okay.
This is a thing that we can put in place. There's no Cameroon house in London.
So in a way, the embassy have a role to play in this thing
Of course,
as well.
of course.
Okay. Of course. That's good. All right, so that was just about the cultural event, and I believe some of those people that are involved in the entertainment industry, I'll have a time. I myself, as you know, there was a point that I was involved in it. I'll link up with a couple of them. I spoke, I think, a couple of months with Washington Lemoyman, to be precise. I've also spoke with Amal Maestro, Bobby de la Meden, which these are people that actually create good impact in terms of those aspects in the community. So I will see if I can schedule an appointment with one of them anytime soon, so that they can share their views about this thing. Also, it's true that we talk about just the organizers. I think the general mass as well need to be more active. You know, when somebody take up a time to organize an event, it's not only about, from what I believe, it's not only about them trying to make money. It's also about them trying to promote the culture, and us attending the event, we need to look at it on that aspect. It doesn't, you're not going there to give him money, you're going there to promote your culture, you're going there to, you know, to also be part of one of those people that are actually involved in cultural activities, which, to be honest, if section or say a community wants to develop, these are the things we need to be involved in. You know, I'm not saying that if somebody is financially down, they need to do everything possible to go there. But if you have a means to go there, why not? You need to try and attend. There's also this. That was just on the cultural activities. There's also professionally. You know, we don't really collaborate. But I think you've mentioned something about someone trying to create a platform. Apart from that, is there any other thing that you think we can do to make sure we get involved in more of professional activities and those kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think apart from creating the platform, we can have an association as well that we can put in place. Yeah, that is gonna maybe group a lot of all the skills, professional skills, and open to everyone. This will help to identify each other. There's what we call international network. Have you heard about it? There's what we call international network is within every borough, whereby you register as annually, and you have all the skills within that network. You got a meeting every single week. The aim is for people to discuss about their services and eventually exchange the network.
Okay, that's a brilliant
idea. This is something we can put in place for ourselves or within our community. So that we can at least identify what the other one is doing. In case I need help, I can go there, get what I want, and in case you want anything from me, you know.
I think what you're saying now is actually ringing a bell in my head. There was a young African community, a young African group of people that came up to create something like this. I really don't remember, but I know they've sent me a couple of invites. And for some reason, unfortunately, it always fall only on the day that I'm traveling out of the country. So yeah, but I think it's something that needs to be reinforced, and people need to encourage them, and
Yeah.
it's something that once I'm aware of it on the next one that's coming, I can't just remember the name right now. I'll try and make sure and promote it because it links up with what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I think that will helps. It helps, yeah, because you at least create links between people
Yeah.
and eventually create communication whereby people know actually if they need any help they can seek that group or seek
Yeah.
to that people definitely gonna have that help.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Mm.
All right, let's just go to this next one. It's recently we've been having lot of devastating news in the African community in general. We getting loss of souls out there. People, sickness, death is randomly. What is your take on this? On all this?
Yeah, as always says to people, we never know what's gonna happen.
Correct.
We don't know tomorrow, bro. And I advise people to put things in place because today is me, tomorrow it might be a different person.
Mm.
You understand? And there's what we call unpredictable, uncertain. The future is you don't know what's gonna happen. So you always have the duty of putting things in place. There's no time for that.
Yeah.
And what people tend to do is that, no, I'm not ready at the moment. Maybe in the next year or maybe in the next 2 years, you don't know what's going to happen between those.
That's true.
In that period, you don't know what's going to happen. So there's not always time for that. As long as we're here, the system have organized in such a way that you have to put things in place.
So when you talk about things in place, it's some things like insurance,
Obviously,
healthcare,
because I'm used to this kind of webinar. Sometimes I go to meetings. There's associations. This village Bangwa association, Bamenda association. I talk to people. I create awareness. I educate them that they have to put in place insurances because it's important. It's vital. As long as you're living, you need to protect yourself. The first asset you got on life is yours. It's not what you're building back home. It's not what you're having here.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
And you need to make sure that you put things in place to protect yourself.
That's correct.
Insurance is one of the things that you have to put in place. We tend to, if you look, when I have face-to-face meetings. When you do the fact findings, you go through what the client is spending, what the client is receiving. You look at, you realize that we Africans, we spend a lot in food, in drinks, but we don't think of protecting ourselves. And the result is what? Like what happened? A lot of people going, there's nothing in place.
Yeah.
We have to create groups or forums for people to contribute. The question I always ask is, okay, we're going to contribute to send the cops back home or to organize the funeral, but what is going to happen to your family? What's going to happen to your kids? We need to make sure that we leave something behind for them for the futures. This is why it's important to talk to a broker to put in place something, a lot of insurance for yourself and for your family in order to avoid such situation. Otherwise, we're going back to the same problem.
That's true. That's very correct.
So one of the things that I always advise or recommend to people is to organize your budget, plan your budget,
Yeah.
and see what you can put in place for your family.
That's true.
Because it's good that, okay, we're going to give 10K for the funeral. But what about the children that you're leaving behind? What's going to happen to them?
Yeah, that's true.
Bear in mind that when we came here, we had no one to help us. We had to struggle. We had to work. I used to work at Maestro.
Yeah.
As a chef. In order to pay my rent, in order to, I used to finish 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, uni.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna call you there. For those who don't know, Maestro is a fantastic Cameroonian restaurant that's based in Deptford, and they do fantastic food, fresh from the kitchen. They have fantastic, amazing chef. They do roasting fish, dole, and all sorts of food. You can do live music as well. It's a fantastic place to chill on a Friday for all Cameroonians that in the UK or London, to be precise. If you're looking somewhere to chill on Friday, they do live music on Fridays and Sundays. You can go there with your family. Mate, the food is really good. The ambiance is just amazing. So check it out. I'm not promoting Maestro. I'm just saying out of experience, it's a place worth being. So yeah, sorry to
It's alright. So I used to work there as a chef, and I had to pay for my rent, pay for my bus pass, and I had to get to school, bro. So I had to work as much as I could, bro. Finish 4 o'clock in the night, 10 at uni. Sometimes I'm sleeping, but I have to be there. Otherwise, they're gonna cancel my visa.
Oh yes, we all been through that situation, so know how it feels
And
like.
no, I've got children. I've got 2. What am I planning for them?
Oh
It can happen today that I leave this and I have an accident. That's it. I'm gone.
It's true.
What's gonna happen to my children? Are they gonna go through the same scenario? Because there's no one there. There's no breadwinner to provide.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen, bro? They're gonna end up working in McDonald's, KFC, and stabbing people on the street. Is that what we want for our children? I don't think it's what we want. So I need to organize myself in such a way that if tomorrow I'm not there, at least they got something to continue their education. If my son wanna go to Cambridge, he's gonna have enough money to go to Cambridge.
Yeah.
This is why it's important to have that in place.
That's true. So we should all make sure we get ourselves insured.
Yeah.
Never know what tomorrow holds.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's a very important factor.
You know, sorry to cut you short. A lot of people within the community, they have that perception that when they're subscribing to an insurance, they're just buying their death. I'm gonna die tomorrow. I'm scared. No. Why are you talking about insurance? Don't talk about insurance. I'm not gonna die very soon.
Yeah.
But there's not time.
Cameroonians in particular are scared of any long-term commitment endeavors. I'll link that to like having a mortgage. That's why some Cameroonians, they don't even want to get things like that, because you just know it's like paying a 25 years debt, which I mean, I'm not, it's your expertise. But for now, I don't want to go into that.
So that's why, you know, we have to educate them. We take time over the phone. As I tell you, we need to speak to them. We need to educate for them to understand the importance of having it.
Yeah.
And now that it's falling within our community, people are saying now, it's high time for them
To be insured.
to be insured. Who is next? I wish you going to contribute. As we're contributing in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I mean,
Like this weekend, we got like 2 or 3.
yeah. That's the one we know.
Well, that's the one we know.
No.
Yeah, sorry to bring that here, but if you check it deeply, there's nothing in place. I'm not saying it's wrong to contribute, but what I'm saying is that it's not enough. We as living, we need to organize ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to contribute, we're going to do the funeral, but then what's going to happen after? What's going to happen to the family?
No, I completely agree with you. Well, I'm 100%.
So, I call upon my brothers to create that awareness and to decide to put in place something for themselves.
Okay.
It's not that expensive. How much are we eating on our food? A plate of...
And we drink a lot.
we drink a lot.
Not all of us though. Some of us would. Some Cameroonians, they actually drink a lot. So guys, you've heard it all from Mr. Ngaka himself. Mr. Ngaka, for us to wrap this up, I don't know if there's any last advice you want to put out there
Yeah.
for our brothers and sisters, being from Cameroon, being from Nigeria, being from Ghana,
Yeah.
being from Rwanda, being from Cote d'Ivoire, being from Congo. What advice are you willing to put out there?
Okay, what I'm gonna say is that, dear brothers and sisters, it's high time for us to stand as one and to do the right things that we're meant to do. It's not miracle. It's not. There's not magic behind. It's not a rocket science. It's there. The opportunities are there for us, and we Africans we tend to neglect the aspect of protecting ourselves, of empowering ourselves. We mostly think of what we're gonna do back home, but we live here. We need to build something here for us first. Because if we're not stable, back home definitely is not going to be stable.
That's correct.
So in terms of insurance, I encourage everyone to get the protection in place. And in terms of mortgage, if you've got any difficulties, my details are going to be provided within this video. You can call me or you can come to the office. We're going to go through your circumstances and definitely going to put in place something that's going to help you to acquire whatever you want to have. If you want to get into properties or you want to get into investments, give us a call. We're going to help you out.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngaka. It's a pleasure to have you once more with us today. We believe this is just the first episode of Diaspora Excellence, and to be honest, we were honored, or I'll say personally, I was honored to get your approval of attending our show. We look forward to organize more fantastic shows, and maybe in the future, our audience, they will request for you to come back, and we won't hesitate to contact you to join us back so you can share your expertise one more time with us, because I believe from how you've elaborated this thing today, a lot of people are going to be interested to join us back to get more information about this, and probably ask information on the live Facebook Live or YouTube Live or one of those things. But we intend to keep this rolling. So thank you all for watching this episode of Diaspora Excellent. We are pleased to share this knowledge with you guys. It's a project that I hold dear in my heart, and I intend to make it ongoing. It's not only going to be based in the UK. It's not only going to be, we're not going to be talking only with people in the UK. It's something that we're going to do worldwide, in Europe and the US, why not Japan, Canada, and all the other places, being direct talk-to-talk conversation, or being on a conference call. We intend to create an impact into our community. We intend to create an awareness in the African community, so people can learn and develop personally and physically. So being from Nigeria, being from Ghana, being from Rwanda, being from Congo, being from Ivory Coast, being from everywhere from Africa, your origin from Africa, don't hesitate to contact us. We can also come to you. If you can't come to us, we can come to you and have a sit down with you, and so you can share your experience with us. It's not only about successful people, it's all about Africans that have any knowledge to share out there to the community. Thank you once more. My name is Roderick Nia, and I am the creative director of Diaspora.